I failed in business and it changed my life. Here's how. I'm going to tell you all about it in the stream. Welcome to Being Chisom, episode 4. This is amazing. It's one thing, before I get into the real gist, guys, it's one thing to decide to do something, it's another thing to follow through against all odds, right? And it's one thing to do something or to sign up to something, and it's another thing to follow through despite whatever you're going through. And I'll give it to you. Thank you so much for supporting me for your quest to learn. I know how many mentors I have signed up to their program in this January alone. One is even my very close friend, but I don't do friendship in that sense when it comes to learning, and that's how I look at you. I look at somebody who understands the value of learning, because when you stop learning, you stop dying, literally, right? And choosing me as part of the people you also want to learn from, such a privilege. All right, thank you so much. So tonight we have a packed show and I'm excited. As you can see, I had a hard long nap. All right, so I'm fresh, ready to dive in. I am super excited to discuss this particular topic because, trust me, I have never shared it for obvious reasons. Maybe because I haven't really seen the need, or it's something that is a bit sensitive, quite touchy. Do people like to own up to their mistakes? Not all the time, right? So, but now, your girl who is always willing to share. So if today is your first time seeing me, watching me, being on the show, welcome. My name is Chisom Utibe Akah, and today I want to share something very personal with you, which is, of course, my early business failures. And this is part of the 30 days motivational video series I'm doing on business, because this channel is focused on business, money, and opportunities. And this is my way of bearing it all so that you understand the brain behind this channel and the vision behind this channel and what we are creating right here, right? We are building millionaires. We're building people who are working in flexible locations, flexible jobs, flexible lifestyle. I don't believe that you should work till you drop. In fact, do you know the funny thing? My pastor even preached it today. My pastor was like, if you have grace, which is what God has made for us, available to us easily, you shouldn't be hustling. You shouldn't be working, until you work and sweat, you don't get anything, working so hard and eating like an ant. And that was just like, girl, that's exactly what I'm preaching in this channel. I was like, it's like this man, he's really in the spirit, right? So tonight, I'm going to tell you all of the mistakes I made, so that you can also kind of audit your business if you're a business owner and look at what's working, what's not working, and also to get us some encouragement, because sometimes we feel like we are the only ones going through this, going through that. Yeah, 15 years in business and a multi-million naira industry later with a bootstrapped lean, what do they call that now? Lean operations. I can tell you for free that you can build something even more amazing. Okay, and of course, this is not my I have arrived, season. This is just I have not started so well, but I have grown, and we're getting to the next phase, kind of lesson, which is why I'm documenting all of this. So thank you so much. These lessons were thoughtful, but it shaped me into the entrepreneur I have become today. There's hardly anything I will see on this journey really that will kind of shake me. And like we do in this channel, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure that you're communicating in the comment section. That's so I can give you a shout out. If you don't drop a comment, I will just see you as number, and see that thing makes me cringe, because how can you just be number, like masses? So at the end of the video, I'll say 50 something people watched. I saw 53 numbers of 50 people who are nameless. You're not nameless, you are distinguished. Okay, so drop me a comment so I can see your name and give you a shout out. Okay, now if you're a small business owner and a startup like I am still, trust me, you want to hear everything I want to say, and this is one video you need to watch to the very end. Maximum 1 hour and we are done, because these mistakes can save you time, it can save you money, it can save your life and stress, of course. So stick around, let's get to it. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button to join the family officially. Like I said, when I first started my business, Logos Audibles, I was very passionate, let me put it like that. I saw a need Remember, from yesterday, you need to go start from episode 1, 2, 3 if you haven't watched that, right? I mentioned how that not having or being on a job that couldn't pay salary was what pushed me into freelancing. And a year after, I started my business officially as a business, like as a company, right? I was very driven, I was passionate about it, but trust me, I was clueless. I was totally clueless. Clueless about certain things of how to run operations. And even when I went to business school by 2011 and I saw the massive opportunities or capacities that my company could take, my mind was not able to contain and to process all of the information and the knowledge I had gotten. So that's my mistake number one. My mistake number one is that really I wasn't really ready for business, because in that sense, maybe if I had like a mentor in business who I understudied, right, to learn business, or I had a coach who was running business that could tell me what and what before, or that I went to that business school right before, let's say in 2008, right before I started, maybe, just maybe, I could have had more boldness, because I think that's what it is. I would have had more boldness to approach business, the operations, the technical part, the marketing, the HR, maybe. So I think that people starting out in business should not just start blindly. Please don't make that mistake. I made that mistake because situation now it push me enter. Do you understand? My Nigerian people, situation of I'm broke, I've been working on this job, I work so hard, everybody applauds my work. So how do I survive? How do I eat? How do I move around in this new city? And I felt the only low-hanging fruit is to merchandise this thing that I already do, that is like my comfort zone, to see if I can make extra bucks to survive. So starting a business from the point of need and from the point of survival is a wrong move. If this was not a live video, I would have inserted with a bad, with a bad cross like this. The way I put in the thumbnail, yes, I would have put that kind of thing. Don't see. Now I know that running a business is humanitarian. See, I tell people all the time, if you're an entrepreneur, don't let anybody, gainsay you or try to boo-boo you with you like money too much. You do the see. There is no amount somebody will pay you for what you're offering that is actually worth it. Business is humanitarian at its core, because check it. I keep giving this example. If you walk to your local market, open market, with all the money, maybe you have 150,000, because you need to have up to 150,000 these days in Nigeria to be able to buy stuff if you're a family person. To be able to buy stuff for maybe that will last for like maybe 1 week, right? So if you have that and then you are so eager, I need to stock up the house, I need to take care of the children, and all that. I get to the market and everywhere is dry. Nobody's selling nothing, vegetable, meat, nothing. And you ask around what's happening, and everybody's like, the market people, most of them, they are tired, they don't want to work again, for instance, which is not possible, right? But imagine that, then you go to you drive away again to another market, the same thing. And you look around in the local shops, everybody is closed, and it's not a holiday. And that happens over and over again. Wouldn't you even think that Jesus has come? This thing must be Antichrist operations. Do you understand? Because it will be so scary for you. You will dawn on you that even your money can't get you what you need. Now, because that explains why people can sell maybe vegetable. I know I had neighbors back in Aba who their mom sold vegetable for all my early childhood, middle childhood, early teenagehood, early adulthood, all till now, even though we moved in. She sustained the business or her family from that business, right? These are people that 6 a.m. max. What is 6 a.m.? 5:30 they are out. They come in late at night. I still remember the sound whenever she's coming back. Say, oh, Mama Odemena is back, And that was her life for years, decades. And you tell me that she doesn't have passion for the business, that it's just for the money? Look at any business owner. See, we do it for the love of God, for the love of humanity. See, that's why whether you're selling to the masses or you're selling to lower end people or you're selling premium, there is no money anybody can pay. See, that's why I like brands like Chanel, like Birkin bags and all that, because See, shebi is the same leather. Some people say it's the same leather, it's just their name, but that is them putting a price on their name, because even at 40 million for a Birkin bag or so, it's more than that. What am I saying? You can't still say I laid the, as in I'm entitled to getting this bag at this amount. You get the fact that a person could design it, think of people who will carry it and how it will look good on them, to give them the solution to their craving to look classy and to turn heads. That is humanitarian. I didn't get that. I didn't understand that in the beginning of my business. So I was, beggarly about it and all that. This mistake, don't make it. Right? Like I said, if today is your first time, please drop a comment, subscribe to this channel, like it. I have 8 more mistakes I made that I'm going to share with you. This is for 30 days. I'm sharing this journey for 30 whole days. We have treated how I ran away from home at 27. We have treated how I landed in a big city and how that went. That was one of the longest episodes. You should go watch it, episode 2. I have talked about also how, what was it yesterday? What did I treat yesterday? You guys should remind me. I've forgotten. I forgot what I treated yesterday. Wait, what was it? What did I treat yesterday? Episode 3 topic is what, I beg. You guys, I'm having a brainwave. Okay, but I did episode 3 yesterday, though. Then today, I'm telling you about something that cost me. Hi, Deborah! Money can't get you what you need if people aren't willing to offer that service. Exactly. That's it. African Tales and Beats. Thank you, my ride or die. This is amazing. Not everybody likes to share their failure. Yes, absolutely. But I am. I've done all the preliminaries. Comment, like, and already subscribe. Thank you, African Tales. Business is humanitarian and core. Yes, I couldn't hold but to share this video. Dude, thank you. All right. So, oh my God. See, on this channel, I share how to make money. It's not woozy, because you have to make money from what you have learned, who you are, doing the work that you love. So this is my call right here. We've been here since October 2022 as usual, and I welcome you to subscribe. This is the 4th episode. Mistake number 2. Do you want to hear it? I started partnerships blindly. If you watch episode 1, 2, 3, you must have seen, but this is serious. What was my topic, my 3rd episode topic? I don't know why I can't get it. It's not coming to mind. You would have seen where I mentioned how I registered a company in 2009, and I registered as a partnership. If you didn't get that, just let me give you the lowdown. Please don't enter a partnership blindly. In my own case, I was in love, and I thought, okay, so this thing we are doing, we're running a business, we are all creative. So since we don't have money and I have, let me quickly register the company. And I gave the both of us 50-50 share capital. So 50% rather than share capital. All right, so yesterday I remember I shared about the moment I decided that I was going to do entrepreneurship fully. No longer 9 to 5. I remember. Thank you so much for reminding me, African Tales. Jesus. I think about that time and I'm like, my Omo, who sent me? Because I went and registered a company by myself with my money, with my vision, and I attached the name of Mr. Man and gave him 50% of the share capital. Who does that? Only foolish people. Only foolish people, because and then I started this business, started running about, doing everything. Remember my story from the last episodes. And then at some point, I needed to open a bank account and all that. Before that time, we had already fallen out. Our values were not aligning. The love was not loving again. Different things. And it seemed like he was positioned to now frustrate the business. Now, I had to, of course, the bank will look at it and say, okay, this company owned by 2 people. So why do you want to be the only signatory at this point and all that? If the other person is no longer interested, we should have a letter saying this person has signed off their own part, and I'm getting the mandates to hand you over to run the account yourself. I had to look for Mr. Man everywhere, beg him. He was frustrating me, posting me, everything. But eventually, I got it. Wait, did I even sing him? I can't even remember. Whether I went to write that letter for myself, by myself, and I can't even remember really now. But I had to do what I had to do and got him out of the company. But today, the company still has his name there, but of course, I had to sign him out. So don't do that kind of partnership. Whether it is partnership of this kind of love one that I did, or partnership that, see, two people has to bring a whole lot to the table to be partners. They must have the same shared long-term vision. They must bring resources to the table. They must also have binding agreements that this is what it is. At any point we want to also pull out, this is what it is, right? So I made that mistake, and you shouldn't. And when you're getting a partner, get a partner whose strength complements your weaknesses, right? Because if they don't align and your goals and all that don't align, the challenges will hit really fast. Just like in my case, you have to be on the same page. Okay, I invested with my partnership with love. I was blinded by love and hope. Hope is not a strategy in business. No, it's not. So always make sure that you get your stuff tied down. And now again, I didn't seek the advice of a lawyer, and I just did what I needed to do, what I thought I wanted to do at that time. That was mistake number 2 that I did. Also, always have your, like I said, your partnership agreement signed in paper, not gentleman agreements. Okay, fine. Mistake number 3, if you have not subscribed to this point, I don't know what you're waiting for, right? And I'm just seeing 2 likes, like only 2 people are liking this video. Like, seriously, how guys? Yes. Mistake number 3, this one is one that dug deep into my soul. I had no pricing policy. Starting out a business, remember what I told you? I went to Google, I looked at other people that were offering the services. I didn't know any Nigerian company that was offering the service. So I didn't have anybody to run to ask questions to. All the people I had around me or who were editors at that time were people in media, media editors. And they weren't quite understanding what I mean by, setting up a purely editing company and all that. And the kind of editing they do, it's not really the kind of editing I was going into. So I was relying on Google, looking at other companies in the UK, in the US, individuals, freelancers, and what they were pricing. And of course, when I compare their prices to Naira, I'll be like, oh, how? So I will then go and benchmark with sometimes less than 5% of what it is that they quoted for their page or a word. And even with that, I could not stand firm to say this is how much I charge. You know all the story, right? I was such a wreck when it comes to mentioning price. Now, that comes from a place of trauma. See, if you don't have a good relationship with money, just some days ago, I was discussing with my husband and I said, I remember, okay, something happened. Our children have this habit of always, anyway, they are grown, the 3 of them are almost teenagers. The 3rd one is going to be a teenager soon. So I have 3 teenagers. So they are at the point where they are aware, where they're asking questions. So if you buy stuff, they're like, Mommy, how much is this? That's if they didn't go shopping with you. And I remember that every time I tried, my default answer will always almost be, why are you asking me? Do you want to pay me back? And I discovered that was exactly what my parents used to tell me, especially my mom. And I'm like, no, trauma, I can support you from afar. So I would not consciously say, oh no, I'm going to answer them. And I'll tell them, how is this amount, even build this, even if the thing runs in millions, I tell them. Because I realize that if you don't have a good relationship with money and they keep telling you, oh, will you pay me back, and keep withholding money, how will you become a billionaire, for instance, if you can't even imagine the amount? You don't know the things that are worth billions. You don't know the things that are worth millions. You don't know the things that are, do you understand? So these days, we even buy stuff and tell them, guess how much you bought this, guess how much you bought that, and we'll talk about it. Because I'm just being intentional now to raise people who have a good relationship with money. So I think that not having a good relationship with money was part of the things that affected me and made me price so low for so long. So even when I had a pricing policy, I just still couldn't stop underpricing my value. If you are on my course, there's a philosopher who we call the Utibe philosophy. And Utibe is a dear friend of mine right now. But you know what? How that happened? Why I teach it also in my course. If you don't know yet, we are also taking enrollment for the 4th edition or the 4th cohort of the Editors Business School, where I teach you from my whole experience on how to set up profitably. This is part of the reason. All this my story is part of the reason why I feel people should have guides before they start, or even if you've started, you don't need to make all of these mistakes that we made, because it can be grave. Some people would have given up. It's just by grace that I'm still doing this business 15 years down the line, right? Now, so if you are interested in the course, look out for the link, after this live stream to join, or ask questions, make me know that you want to join. Don't miss out. Okay. Now, Editor Business School, African Tales, yes, and it's $4.99 right now. I think we are done with early bird. I'm not even sure, but I know it's going on. Enrollment is going on anyway. So I was so conscious that I didn't know at the time, of course, that I had a trauma with money. Like, I didn't know all of those things they tell us. Oh, money does not go on trees. Things are expensive. You have to work hard to make money. All those things are limiting beliefs. I've dealt on it in this channel. If you actually need to go and unpack that, sit down with yourself and unpack that. Also look out for the video afterwards. Go through the library of videos on this channel, and you're going to get a lot of help, because see, wealth starts from the mind, my people. Wealth comes from the mind. And remember, God said, it is me. I give the power to make wealth. Hey, you need to have the mindset that I want to make wealth so that I can change the world, so I can help people. And you need to take this power from God. Like I said, I don't know why I'm feeling so high. Like, I needed to get this. See, the topic about money gets me really, really, really animated. My pricing was a huge mistake. I mean, who starts business without a proper pricing policy? Because you must have your eyes on profits in business. If not, it's not a business. I mean, there's no gain saying that. If you don't have your eyes on profits, which is what will help you to plow back into the business and keep growing it, employ people, handle operations and rent and capital and all of those things, then you are not setting out to do business. So you see how point number one, not starting, with business knowledge affected this pricing. I'm putting together an ebook soon that is talking about pricing, especially for creatives, with the things, how to calculate pricing, right? I thought that, again, when your prices are low, you attract more clients. That comes from ignorance. When my price, who are you looking at? Which client? Which type of client are you trying to get? That's what we don't understand. So if you're thinking that, the lower it is, the more people will come. Excuse me, somebody will finish writing book, and they're on the path to publishing, and what they're looking for is low price so that they can work with you. I'm not saying anybody can, will have a budget for the stages of their work and all that, but I'm just saying, for you as a business person to think that low pricing, that you should compete on low pricing to get clients, is ignorance. I had to learn it the hard way. I priced so low for like the first 4 or 5 years. Remember what I told you? That my NHB philosophy came about because in 2013, I had a client who called in and wanted to do, publish his book. Anyway, he came because our positioning, that's another point I'm going to handle. Our position my company as a book editing and proofreading company, right? So he came for proofreading and editing, and it was his first book. And I worked on it. It was amazing. Then at the end of it, he said, "Oh, do you have an idea where I can design it, like do book cover, who can provide book cover services for me, and also get me to publish it and print?" And I was like, "Hold my cup of tea, I'll be right back." And I went back and I went to source I already had some channel partners at that time. I had an illustrator, I remember, and I had a printer, but it was a printer of my former boss, so I know that they also do books, so I had the knowledge of where I can get good printers, right? So I went back and went to negotiate with them, like, okay, so if I start publishing with you, or rather printing with you, how am I going to do this and all that. I had also registered my company with the National Library, and of course I was in Abuja, so I was in the center of what was happening. My company was already in the National Library. There's this brochure that comes out every year, I've forgotten the name. So I mean, what was my problem? Trauma. So I had finished that job, so I got him a graphic designer. I got him a book layer designer. Yeah, I got the ISBN. I did all. If I was the person I knew at that time, you would write a letter with a letterhead applying to the national as the national library head, whoever, and then mention you wanted ISBN. Then you go with a fee of 3.5, I think, and then you have to print out the dummy of the book and submit it as well as sample. So I did all of that, right? I got the ISBN, and it gave me a first experience, like, okay, that's how it goes now. And I did all of that. 9 months down the line, see the operational cost. 9 whole months it took from editing to print. Who was paying for that? I didn't charge for that. And the publisher was happy and all that. Recently, on my birthday last year, he was just like, oh, my first publisher. I was just like, he's a big man now. So he's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I remember. And he calls me and asked me, I want to ask you a question, or rather, I want to tell you something. I said, what? He invited me to his office. He's a business consultant, and I came. Oh my God, Ebuka. He sat me down and I said, you know what I wanted to tell you? I feel like I really, really cheated you. You didn't charge me enough for all the services you rendered. I was like, I was being a nice girl. I was listening. And he said, yes, from this time to this time that we started, it was only the 40-something thousand I paid you for editing that you collected. But remember, you're the one that got the designer and he did a good job. You got the printers, and all I did was to pay them. You didn't get any extra pay for all of the trouble, for the back and forth. I was looking at him. I said, because I felt that my own job that I did by myself, self is the editing. He's like, no, that's not how to do business. I run this, I run that, and this is how I handle it. I can't forget this experience in a hurry. And he taught me certain things about pricing, told me how to even phase out some services if I wanted, and how to make sure I maximize on the ones that were profitable. And man, I left there so energized. I went and changed my pricing, I remember. And I remember losing some clients, some repeated clients who were already used to me doing their work. Were like, no, it's too much. And some of them went. I didn't shake. That's one thing you need to know. You will lose people, yes, but you will also gain more people. I have much more, hundreds more people after them. That was 2013. So pricing was such I used to have cold feet. I used to have anxiety. I used to have hot shivers to mention price, because growing up, obviously, I didn't have a good relationship with money. And it might be happening to you and you're wondering, oh, maybe something wrong with me. No, that's why I just diagnosed you. So thinking that also low pricing will bring more clients, no, it will only give you clients who will give you headache, who will be pricing you up and down, undervaluing your work. Not having a pricing policy and following through it will make you spend so much time on works and earning so less. You will soon start doubting yourself, feeling bad. And I've handled this a lot with a lot of my students at the Editor Business School. They will come, and every time we are quenching fire. We are quenching fire. They say, coach, somebody just, I didn't know what I was thinking. I keep quenching fire. And no, you shouldn't go through that. It's exhausting. And you can't sustain your business. Let me tell you the truth. Part of why I couldn't hire talent at the beginning of my business to delegate and grow my business fast was because where is the money to use and pay another person? You are working consistently. I remember for me that time I was still working 9 to 5. I was still blogging. Where is it? All of that was not bringing enough money that you can use to pay somebody's daughter or somebody's son to help you. So even though it helped me to re-strategize and work this business to succeed at where it is now as a remote company doing millions right now, but it was still a mistake. Yeah, having underpricing at the foundation of your business can be draining. So you have to know your worth. Like I said from the beginning, set your prices accordingly, according to your worth. Think of who you want to serve. Don't be, generalist. Generalists, they are the basest professionals. Specialists, they earn more and they focus on solving one problem. So also research your market rates and confidently charge what you're worth. I beg. Okay, mistake number, where am I? Number 3 right now, right? Mistake number 3. I regret not learning marketing in a big way. I regret not learning, how to funnel people, lead generation, and all of that, because it would have helped. I mean, I could have learned it, or I could have, paid for it to be done for the company. You know why? Because I was stuck in paid employment, and I was thinking, if I market, how will I handle you know, all of the requests when people start coming big? I was so comfortable, just doing them one after the other, one after the other. I was afraid to market myself. And I was on social media, I was everywhere. I was just not putting my best foot forward. And that's one mistake that I hope to correct this year in particular. Because even though I have progressed through it and all that, but by the time we end this episode, you understand all of the, the gravity of it. I was so afraid to market myself in a big way. I was even a blogger, doing everything for everybody, shouting out brands, doing stuff, making people trend, but I wasn't making my own stuff trend. In fact, I used to think that a good work speaks for itself. And the truth is, people need to know that you exist before they can even think of you, make a budget of you, or speak for you, recommend you. I didn't leverage my network as well. So, I mean, like I told you, I had all of those bloggers. I was one of the people that was, that was into PR a lot back then in Abuja. I could pull stunts for people. I did it for a lot of people, but I wasn't pulling it for my own brand. In fact, people were not even sure what if I had business. Do you understand? Because I wasn't talking about my Logos Audibles business for years. Like, oh God, I didn't leverage my network at all, and it cost me a lot of growth. If I could go back, I will start marketing my business from day one. Like, I'll be telling my story, I'll be building in public, I'll be talking about what I'm doing as I'm going, and how I'm increasing, and how it's working, and the downside and the mistakes. I'll share everything. Because that's how you connect with humans. That's how you grow. Yeah. I remember at those years, I used to depend heavily on referrals. People who were, if I do their work, they'll bring their work again, or they'll send somebody. And I was comfortable. In fact, I was happy that time. I used to say, I don't like clients. So I don't like clients at all. I don't like clients. No, that shouldn't be you. So start small with what you have. If social media is a platform you have, work it. Go high, go big, do everything you have, do the photo shoot if you need to, learn to design fantastic banners. All the banners that we use in Logos Audibles that I use for my personal brand, I design them because I find personal joy in designing them. I used to design a bit, amateurish before. Then when I got married, my husband is an artist core. Like, my husband had taught me how to align, how to do certain things. Now my designs are beautiful. Go and check out this latest Editor's Business School, this thing now. I don't play again with my design. My designs are hot. I love it. Hi Jacqueline, welcome. Good to see you. So I'm talking all about my mistakes, and please like this video and join the family by subscribing, because I'm dropping it like it's hot, right? Now, I was afraid of the spotlight, and I was the spotlight girl. I was doing bloggers party. I was giving award to bloggers. I was going to Lagos even for events like dance. I remember when we went for an event that was held by Ibrahim Suleiman before he got married then. Linda was also in the crew of that dance. And people like, what's this woman's name? This husband and wife, they were in Nollywood, but they are divorced now. What's her name again? Doyle, yeah, Ireti Doyle, all of those people. And they were like, we used to work with celebrities a lot but yet I could not market my own business. That was a bad start. That was a very bad start. And I'll tell you again, you also discover why it was like that as we go ahead. Okay, don't make that mistake. Like I said, go big in your marketing. Shout it out. Use social media. Use paid ads. Use television. Use TV. Thankfully, I also was able to get into TV and radio at some point, but that was like when my business was like mid-year or like middle year, like in my 7th, 8th, 9th year, I started leveraging, TV, radio and all that, and he came to me because they were like, Oga, you don't try. Come and take platform. And I started getting free platforms. I even hosted a whole radio show at some point. I had a radio show, but for blogging. Because remember what I said, I went blog berserk as I started my business, and blogging took me away from from having the focus on my business. Okay, mistake number 4, driving too many things. That's what I wanted to get to. As a business owner, one of your biggest undoing is to try to do everything that you're good with. Trying to do everything. Jacqueline, I love your popcorn. I wish I can just eat it out of here. Trying to do everything that you're good with, don't do it. I try to do everything. If you know me from my days of Jenny Chisom, from my days of Jennifer Opara, any of my names that you knew, I was doing blogging, I was coaching on blogging, I was editing and proofreading, I was publishing and ghostwriting, I was into event management and awards and everything and PR. I was coaching on different, anything I learned, I was teaching. I was doing, events in, with partnership with people like Emeka Nobis, with Enoboy Yang, with Oscar, many people who were collaborating and doing stuff. I was into gender advocacy. If you know me, you should know me, right? I was into male-focused advocacy. I was doing everything. So that was another thing that distorted my focus. I didn't know, so who should I be today? Who should I be tomorrow? So my business suffered because I was trying to do everything. I was driving too many things at the same time. Do you know that even till now, some people will get back to me and say, yeah, Jenny, I wanted to ask you something. Are you still doing publishing? There's somebody who asked me for publishing. I'm like, it is my full-time business. I still do publishing. In fact, that's what we do. And they're like, okay, nice. I'm going to send somebody to you, and the referrals will come. Because they know that I talk about this, but it's not so clear because I'm mixing it up with this, with that. Please don't do it. Grow your personal brand with what you want to be known. Then you can insert all the other things as you go. People can follow you because it's a journey, because human beings evolve. But I hadn't even stabilized in any one thing, and I was talking about everything. So that really affected my business. Focus is important. I remember before I clocked 40, I read somewhere that most people with my personality, focus is one of their biggest challenges. And I said, I bind that scat, I don't think so. I was reading further, and the person said they get to become focused and all that within their mid-40s. So that year I said, no, I'm turning 40, I'm going to be focused. Do you know that, truthfully, ladies and gentlemen, I'm 44 and this is my 45th year. And I can tell you that it's only maybe last year that I'm like this way. I can refuse money because I refuse to be distracted. And I'm telling myself that, okay, 44 is almost like 45 or 46. Yeah. That time, everybody would tell me, oh, you're good in this, focus on this. And I was like, Even this YouTube, my husband had to bully me into go and focus on it. Use it as your lead generation, like your generation platform, as your main platform. I was doing, if you notice, if you follow me on Facebook, you notice that I have gone off Facebook several in the last 2 years. The first time was 7 months, the other time was a few other months, because that was me struggling to say, let me forget the platform that I'm not working, because Facebook was where I started from first. Facebook also made me, most people also know me from Facebook first, right? So I won't discount it like it didn't work, but because that was the platform that gives me, post-traumatic disorder, because that's the platform where I did all of these mistakes in that sense. I was talking about everything, man, this, da. So thinking about it, I'm like, and my posts don't get engagement as much anymore. I'm like, maybe there's something I'm missing. So I love my dear YouTube. I love it. If you're a business person, I recommend YouTube for you 100%. Actually, 100%, right? So driving too many things is a sign of mediocrity. I burnt out doing all of those things. At the point, even my main community, they are complaining like, our queen is not, is not queening again. You're not looking at us anymore. Even though I have a channel also for that, but let me tell you, I had to, rest it for a while, because I'm like, focus is important to my people. Very, very, very important. See, the things you can achieve with focus and consistency, it will blow your mind. Trying to juggle too much led to me just being mediocre, being not reckoned with. No matter what it was that I achieved in those years, it was still mediocre because I could have been much more. They used to call me powerhouse. As in, there's nobody, even till now, I'm still the plug for my friends for different things. If you want this done, there's nothing I don't have a solution for. Because somehow I like to help people. I like to give information. I like to leverage systems. I network. I try to, online in particular. I've been in PR and all that, so there's nothing really anybody will ask for that I may not know. Just one phone call off to help the person. People still come and say, "Hey, Jen, do you know?" Even this night, just before I went live, before I have a response to have to give after this live, I gotten jobs for people. I've gotten, I was just that kind of. I'm always that kind of person. Focus is key. It is right now that I prioritize my business. I prioritize my core services, and I've gone premium with them. Premium step 1, because they're premium step 2 and premium step 3. We're getting there. It's now that I'm able to say no to distractions, like bring your money, but if you want this and this and that, and we want something more holistic, we say no. We even refer you to other companies, right? I have 2 powerful people in my city, in my country, not in my city, in my country, who also were like people I used to work for, help them market their business, help them edit their books back in the day. But today they are running one of the biggest companies when it comes to writing and publishing and all that. So there were people like that would have said were like my younger proteges, but they are doing so amazing. I'm so excited because when we were starting, they were telling me, I think we can work together, see what I have in mind to set up. Looking at them 7 years down the line, I'm like, this market was waiting all the while, and I was doing plenty of things. But of course, there's no what they call it now. There's no end to. What am I trying to say? There's no cap, to bring in value, right? Anytime person wake up 9 morning, right? So if you still want to play big in that industry, in any industry, there's no time that is late. So go ahead, structure yourself, focus, and hit it. See, you know why it's good to be focused and drive early. Whatever you now say later when you've succeeded, any other thing you take along, your advocacy, you already have willing participants and willing fans following you to develop all of those ones, all of your new interests, because you already have a community. You've already have built a clientele base. Remember, I'm discussing it from the point of view of somebody who is a creator, who is also building a personal brand. I'm not, of course, it's my story, so I'm telling it my way. I'm not talking about a core business person who may not be online and all. Online savvy who now understand how to build personal branding away from providing services as a company, right? So building a personal brand that will drive an agenda and get successful with it before adding other services is key, right? So mistake number 5, I guess, in my business earlier, I couldn't delegate. In fact, I used to say, this editing is my baby. I don't want my client to get a job that is not well done. I can't trust. I will still have to do this work again. Have you been there? I still have to do it. If I give this person, I still have to go through it again before I give my client, because I can't bear for my client to see mistakes. That cannot sustain a business. You alone cannot sustain a business. I was afraid of letting go of control. I was afraid of allowing my business policy to involve me, to work with my business policy. I was afraid of not micromanaging every process, and I burnt out. That is a huge mistake. It was until I started delegating. The jobs we did late in December, November were hot, because see, we have even PhD people on our team now. Our head is hot, and just sitting back and thinking about it, I'm like, why was I doing solopreneurship for years? That doesn't mean I was not working with other people, but I was not working with anybody in my core team. So I have people in my core, or maybe who felt they were in my core, designers, everybody, and editors, writers, but it was always outsourced and contract based. And so it's so never ever vision shared. And God gave me amazing people. God has given me amazing people, guys. And I wasn't seeing it. I was too small-minded to see that anything you can do, there are people who can even do it better. Relax. It's not about you. Maybe I should have drunk to relax to relax, and it wasn't until I started delegating that I started seeing real growth in our business. I was just discussing with one of my partners today, one of my key partners. I'm like, in some years, by this time, you have to be marketing first before a client will drop. Now, this January alone, we have 4 clients, book clients, and I'm like, God has been faithful, though. God has been faithful. It's not. So we are, and we see, last year we worked it 31st of December. We didn't really go on a break like that. Just early days of December, later days of, some later days of December and some early days of January were just the days we went on off and just tried to rest for holiday. We really didn't rest. And it gave me the spring on my feet, like, we need to expand more. We have a backlog of people we need to also recruit. We have interview sessions coming up. One of our sales specialists is handling it. When we are done, we go into that. But letting go of control is a thing that can keep a business small for years. And please don't make that mistake. I made that mistake so that you don't have to. Okay? Mistake number 6 now, if I'm correct. I didn't position myself as a leader early. I think I've said that in passing, really. I wasn't building a personal brand known for one thing, especially because when I started full entrepreneurship in 2017, like I told you in the past episodes, I also started a YouTube channel and I had a whole crew, media. All my own was to sit down and voice my script. It was on point. And they had to do with the editing, everything. I was paying so much for it, but I didn't already understand the platform. I didn't really understand. And again, I was doing it for my male advocacy. I wasn't even doing it for my business, so you can see. So, and it wasn't sustainable because it couldn't. There's no way it could, right? So I didn't build a personal brand focused on my core early, and maybe if I did, it would have accelerated my brand a long time ago. And I dropped off from the YouTube at some point because consistency is key for success. Nobody makes wealth who is not consistent, right? And also because of that, even our company, our local studios had a website at that time also, but it was just an information website, our services about us and all that. It was not a lead generation website, because I didn't really understand how to go about it. So that was a huge mistake, not being able to lead and create a brand that was sustainable, making sure I track leads and we are able to track and convert people to becoming clients. There was no such system in place. So if I would give a delegation tip, you must master. Because I remember we had 2 website guys. We had everybody, but we were getting so little. I remember it was in 2019 that I gave the mandate that we'll stop paying for the website. And I was a blogger, and I understood the place of blogging, but it was looking as if to integrate the blog into the website was not working, and I wasn't even in the headspace of providing content for that business, because I was blogging on other things. I was doing male advocacy. My blog was not focused on my business, so a lot of disparity. And it is what you say that should be done that is usually done. So you see how a leader's sin can be a leading sin. So that was a big mistake. And you can't just have a website that's informational. And again, if a business owner, you don't have a website, you're also letting some things go. Your website should be able to convert clients to you, right? So work it out. Be very intentional about lead generation. Very important. I mentioned that this year was my year for content money, and that is it. And that's for my personal brand. For Logos Audibles, we are already running with our agenda, right? So train your team and also trust them to execute your vision, right? Share the vision in the first place, which is another thing I'll add. If you're able to delegate, that's when you're able to share your vision. Say what is in your mind. Share where we're going, so your team can run along with it. They can bring ideas to make sure it happens. Do you understand? That is something that I also did not do very well at. Mistake number 8, I think. I didn't get investors into my business early. I didn't even allow anybody to invest. I was too afraid to know, So that is another thing that hampered my business. And especially if I got investors, it would have been easy for me to think profit very fast. I would have gotten to where we are now earlier, where we are publishing 360. We work with leaders, with individuals who are legacy minded and who also want to expand their personal brand and their authority. We work with them, especially those of them who don't have the time or the wherewithal to be able to dedicate time in to get their work done. We work with them so we do from writing to print, every process, and we deliver to them, right? And that's what we do. We just interview you. Even just today, we have started the process of helping people or creating a product that will help people to write their books in just 7 days using AI and how it should be done ethically, So these are things that we are focusing doing right now. So we're no longer just doing proofreading and editing. We are a 360-degree publishing company. We are owning up to our name finally. So you see, it took 14 years. You register a company as a publishing company, but you're afraid of publishing. You just publish when there is need. When somebody presses you and say, "Oh, help me, you can do this," then you publish. You're not selling that actively. It's a very big mistake. Very big mistake. Okay, I can think of so many other mistakes, but let me share maybe 2 more. So I would say that aspect is also a big mistake. Not positioning as a publisher from the word go. Remember what that CAC lawyer told me that I mentioned in the other episode. He said we don't have we don't have proofreading and editing in a category in CAC. It has to be publishing. And he even went ahead to cite my certificate to be sure that I can handle that kind of critical job. Still, I was still afraid of building a publishing firm. I was still focused on just providing services, so mid-levels in your services. But finally, we are doing that now. So that's what I said. I wish I positioned as a publisher from the word go. Even all the people that we did ghostwriting for, it was because they had to say, "No, you can do it for us. You're very good." This and that. That's when we did it. Do you understand? And we went ahead and continued doing proofreading and editing. We just didn't see the fact that we could write, we could edit, we could do the whole process and hand them a book, right? So that is also a very, very, very huge mistake. That was a very big mistake I made, and I didn't allow anybody to get me, to push me. Like when they want to push me, like, "Man, let's do this, we can do this," I'm just like, that kind of thing, like a child. I was like a child that refusing to eat okay, which food does children not usually like cereal or vegetable soup. They try to move you and you're like, "No, don't move me, I'm too afraid to move." So everybody will play small like you. Everybody will just remain there looking at you. Okay. Also, one of the mistakes I think I should have I also made as a person was also not telling this story earlier. I should have told this story earlier. Yeah, documented it so that as I'm moving on into my next phase, it would have been easier. I would have moved on to my next phase easier. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything I have said that resonated with you, where you are right now or where you have passed and all that. Let me know. I'm getting emails on my laptop. Okay, so those are my biggest mistakes and lessons. There might be more, and the lesson they taught me, you have to open your eyes. And for some other people, there might be other mistakes. There are some other mistakes I would have made, but I didn't make. Maybe I could also share them. As a business owner, especially if you're a woman, you must be ready you must be able to do business and win in a sexually charged world. I remember back in the days when I would go to Lagos to submit proposals, do all that, and everybody is positioning like some guys now. Fine girl, you must give me cut now. You must, and the cut is not money. I don't know why they always ask for sex for women and maybe ask for money from men. And me like this. Me that was raised where deeper life girl like me, I will leave it though. Even if the contract is is like like the budget of the whole of America. I leave it and walk away. Not everybody had that kind of resolve. So that's a mistake I didn't make. That maybe some people I know a lot of people have made that mistake in their business, and after they keep saying, even after all of that, see where I am now, it looks like nothing is working. Even if it looks like they are succeeding, they are still having that deep seated regret that they had to share their body to different organs just to get, all that. No, don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake. So failure as an entrepreneur is not the end. It's the beginning of learning, and it's the beginning of growth. Let me know in the comments which of these mistakes resonated with you the most. Remember to subscribe and like this video. I'm checking out to see if I'll see questions also. This is the time to drop your questions so that I can handle them before we go. Please talk to me, guys. Talk to me. Ask a question. What among all of these mistakes resonated with you so much? Jacqueline, are you still here? Deborah, are you still here? African Tales and Beats, are you still here? Those are the three people that kind of join me tonight. Wow. Okay, if you're going to watch this afterwards, let me know in the comment section that you're watching the replay, and I'll be super excited to shout you out, give you a shout out and all that. Let me also know what you do. Like we do on this channel, we support each other. Small channels, African Tales and Beats. Please, everybody, go and subscribe to African Tales and Beats. Any other person who is a content creator, okay, yes, Deborah is the owner of Book Writing and Publishing with Deborah. Please go ahead and subscribe to her channel right now. Go ahead, and that's what we do on this channel. We support content creators. We support anybody who is already on YouTube and elsewhere. Yes, Jacqueline, are you on YouTube also? Let us know. Anybody watching, if you're a content creator, drop it in the comment section so that we can go support you as well. Since I can't find a question, let me wait a little bit, maybe 1 more minute. It's 9 p.m. right now, Nigerian time. Exactly 1 hour after we started. I think we started by 4 minutes past anyway. So let's give another 5 minutes for questions, and then we wrap up. Which of these mistakes have you made, or are you at the verge of making if you don't take action right now? Which of them resonated with you, or which of them is something you advocate for that people shouldn't do? Let me know in the comments. Ask your questions as well. We have 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go. And please watch my channel. Watch my channel. Watch the channel of all the content creators here, African Tales and Beats. In fact, watch a video at least before you subscribe. Watch book writing and publishing with Deborah. Watch one of her videos before you subscribe. That way the algorithm will take you as somebody who came organically, not somebody who is spamming the channel. Okay, that's what we do for ourselves. And I have a lot of tips for YouTubers. If you're a YouTuber, please go ahead and you're just starting out, please go ahead and check my checklist on YouTube monetization and growth. And please go enjoy yourself and apply. I'm still waiting for questions. We have the next 4 minutes. 1 minute gone, so we have 4 minutes to go. Let me open my laptop to check out if I can. I'm still waiting for questions, guys. My laptop has signed me out from YouTube. I don't understand what's happening. Let me see. Okay. Questions, guys. Questions, guys. Response. Which of these resonated with you? Let me know. I have this my Indian and Bangladesh guys. They haven't joined me for 2 days now or so, and I wonder why. Okay, maybe it's not really as late as I used to do before. I guess that's why. Any questions? Okay, 3 minutes to go and we'll be wrapping up. Please like this video, subscribe, share this live stream. It will be a lifesaver for a lot of people that you know. Send it to a creative, send it to somebody who is a writer, an editor, graphic designer, a publisher, a YouTuber, a photographer, all of that spectrum. Please go ahead, a ghostwriter. Share this video with them. Share with this video. Tell them that I sent you to gift them this video to help them from getting into any form of heartbreak. And guys, did I tell you, tomorrow will even be hotter. Tomorrow will be hot. Tomorrow I'll be telling you how to build a company, a publishing and editing company from scratch, what you need to do, what you need to get, how you need to go about it, step by step. Remember, somebody who has failed a lot has a whole lot that they have learned. So you have to come on that session tomorrow and let's dig in, okay? Tomorrow we'll be talking about how to start a business step by step, especially publishing and editing. Okay, 2 minutes more to go, 1 minute more now. Any questions? If there are no questions, this is where I call it a wrap, and I want to say thank you so much. So much. One more minute. I'm just waiting for a minute to go. Let me be sure I'm not missing out anything. African Tales and Beat. Please, thank you for reminding me of episode 3. Goodbye 9 to 5. Yeah, hello money. Yeah, Editor Business School is still recruiting. $499. Please go and get. If you're not sure how to reach me right now, check in the description afterwards or in the first comments that will be pinned. You will get the email address you send an intent mail to, and then we'll furnish you with all the details. You don't want to miss out, okay? Also talk to somebody who might need it. I can't see questions, and my 1 minute more is almost going. Anybody with questions? Anybody with a response on the mistake that they can resonate with more? African Tales and Beads said, I'm here. Okay, I've seen this. No questions yet. I have joined this one. Yeah, African Tales and Beads, please come on board. Yes, African Editor Business School is open and recruiting, and we do it once in a year. So even though, yes, you can take it all year round, but when we actively launch it or relaunch it, is always once in a year. But the platform is always open for anybody who wants to learn any time of the year. So come on board. That is where I give everything that you need to start a thriving book editing and publishing company, right? Don't forget to share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so that will be it. It's already time. Yes. So we're going to go right now. Anything you want to send it, and I'll be responding offline. Okay, thank you so much. See you tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. Nigerian time, and we'll be talking how to start a successful business from scratch. Yeah, from a business owner who failed and is now succeeding at it, so that you don't make the same mistake and you can build a business that will move boom 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 boom. Yeah. Bye. Good night from Nigeria.